Hi all, welcome to Salesforce in 5 minutes. In this video, we are going to give the answer of the interview questions that was recently uploaded. But before getting started, if you like my videos, please subscribe to this channel. So, the first question was, why do we use event.preventDefault in LWC? Before going over this, we need to understand the life cycle of a lightning record edit form. Okay, there's a lightning record edit form with the help of which you can build form directly. Basically, you can create some kind of an input box. I'll just show you on the screen. So if you want to build a certain kind of a form with multiple fields for a particular object, that's where you use record edit form. Okay, there is a submit button over here. You can fill up all the details inside the form, and once you click on the submit, there's a phases through which this lightning record edit form goes through. First, it goes to submit phase, then I'll just write it over here. Then it goes to whether the form is submitted successfully. If there were certain error like phone number should not be 10 digits or phone number should be starting with +9, or if there were certain kind of error, then it will go into the error mode. Okay, but if everything is fine and the form is successfully submitted, then it will go inside the success mode. Now let's say for a particular field, okay, let's say this is a particular field, let's say X. I'm going to name it as this field as X, A and B. So what I want is the value of the X field should get pre-populated with certain value. No matter what, let's say I put Salesforce in 5 minutes over here, still I want certain value like test inside it, no matter what. In that case, what we are going to do is, as soon as the user clicks whatever he is going to put inside, he will put inside this field X. He clicks on submit, and as soon as he clicks on submit, we go inside the submit phase. Now using event.preventDefault, we are going to suppress the submission. Using event.preventDefault, what we are going to do is stop, or we can say suppress the submission using event.preventDefault. So what we are going to do is, using event.preventDefault, we are going to suppress or stop the submission. Now once the submission has been stopped, what you can do is you can get all the fields inside the input box, whatever inside your form are, you can get them and you can populate it with certain value, and then again you can resubmit the form using this.template.submit template.query selector or submit. You can submit the form, and again you can either go inside the error or success based on the requirement. I have demonstrated how it works in a video. The link of that video will be provided in the description. Next question is, what are the different ways a child component can send the data to the parent component? So as we all know, in LWC, if you have learned about events in LWC, what happens is, in order, if you want to go from parent to child, you have to use @API, right? If you want to pass a value from the parent to the child, what you can do is you can declare a variable or a function as API inside the child, and you can directly pass the value from the parent to the child. But in case if you want to pass the value from child to parent, you have to fire the event from child, and then inside the parent you have to capture this event, capture the event. So in simple words, how it would look like. So let's say this is a parent component named as P, and this is a child component named as C. What I want is, I want to fire an event to the child by passing the values. Okay, I'm going to name it as event. Okay, I'm going to fire an event to the child, from the child to the parent. Okay, now to fire the event from the child, like I'm going to name it as child component, and this will be a parent component. So inside child component, what I'm going to do is, first I need to fire the event. Now to fire an event, we can use this dot dispatch event new. We can fire the custom event we want, and whatever the event name would be, let's say Salesforce in 5, right? And once that is done, props, that is nothing but we can pass the details inside it. let's say we want to pass name, right? So I'm going to pass please subscribe from here, from the child component. From the child component, I've passed the value. So this is done. Okay, now once the event will be dispatched from the child component. Now we have to handle the same inside the parent component. Now there are two ways to handle this child component. So if someone asks you how many ways are there to handle the value from child to parent, there are two ways. One of the way is declarative via HTML markup. Declarative via HTML markup. And another one is, I think so, it's regarding the add event listener, using add event listener. Okay, so inside the parent, let's first go with declarative via HTML markup, how it works. What you can do is, inside the parent component, you can just call your child component using this c.child slash component. Let's say child component name is child only, right? So I'm just going to call my child component, and when I'm going to call the child component, I have to find out what was the event name. Event name was Salesforce in 5 minutes. I'm going to just close it off without any spaces. Salesforce in 5. Okay, so whatever the name of the event is, you can just use on along with it. On Salesforce in 5 minutes. Okay, equals to, you can handle that event, handle event over here. So very simple. What you can do is, you can fire the event from here. Once you fire the event from here, whatever the name of your event is, you can just use on along with that inside the parent component, and then you can write a function and you can handle the event however you want. This is using declarative via HTML markup. Next is another way is using add event listener. Now to use using add event listener, again you are going to fire this kind of event from the child component, but the way of handling is quite different. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, inside this case, I'm just going to see colon child, which was my component name, right? Simple, that's it. But as you know, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to inside the JS of this parent component, what I'm going to do is, inside constructor is the one which will run as soon as the component is reloaded. Okay, so constructor is going to run, constructor automatically, this function is going to run. Inside this, I'm using this dot template dot add event listener, and then whatever the custom event name was, my custom event name was, I think so, Salesforce in 5. If you know from the top, Salesforce in 5 was the name of the custom event, comma, this dot handle event dot bind. I think so. Maybe I'm not writing it. The syntax might be different, but this is correct. Okay, this. Now what you have done is, you have added whenever the constructor will be revoked, automatically whenever the component is reloaded, constructor will be revoked, and automatically add event listener will run, which will take the values from this child component, that is the event that was fired from the child component. And once it does, it will handle that inside this handle event method. So you can write a handle event method, and you can handle whatever values that you want. As soon as the constructor is reloaded, it will get the values from the event that was fired from the child component. It will get the value from that, and it will you can manipulate the values inside this method. Okay, so this is one of the ways. So there are two ways. One of the ways is declarative via HTML markup, another one is the thing but using add event listener. Okay, so both of them are clear. And the last question was, can we call an aura component inside LWC? So answer is no, we can't call an aura component inside LWC, but the other way around is true. We can call an LWC inside the aura. Okay, so LWC inside aura is fine, but aura inside LWC not possible. So that's it about all the questions. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to this channel.